first of all, notice the storyline. So, and notice what our mind is wanting to do. We had the example of, for example, going out and people not observing the sort of physical distance that we've been asked to do, and then feeling angry about that. So again, we can notice what sort of storyline our mind is creating around that. And again, if you remember, I was saying, in a way, the sort of storylines that our mind creates are essentially protective. It's like, this is what, in a way, this is what our mind is trying to do. It's trying to protect us. It's sort of, we've seen something that we don't like, that's difficult, or that we don't agree with, and then we get an emotional response to that. So what, in a way, we want to do is to sort of hold that in a bigger sense of awareness, in a way, so that we can allow that to happen, for that story to go up, but without getting completely sucked into it. So there's two things that can happen in, well, there's many things that happen in meditation, but two things I want to mention. One is called blocking, and the other is drowning. So blocking is where we just try and push an experience away. So sometimes when a difficult emotion arises, we just try and push it away. We try and just sort of get it out of our mind. The trouble with that is it usually makes us tense, and it tends to come back. The other thing that can happen is what's called drowning, where you just get caught up. You get caught up in the whole storyline, and say, for example, in this case of people not observing physical distancing, we just get more and more angry as we sort of rehearse how bad that is, and so on. So what we're trying to do is find a middle way between blocking, so that we're not trying to push it away, but we're not getting completely sucked into it. So we're trying to, one way we can think of this, as I said, is we're just trying to create a bigger space in which it can, those thoughts can happen if they want to happen, but we're not sucked into them. And one way of doing that is by bringing our attention back onto the body. So that this is one of the things why we start with mindfulness of breath and body, is because one of the things we're trying to do is to build a stronger relationship with our breath and body, because they can be extremely useful tools for working with our mind, and particularly for working with difficult emotions.